Oh, second attempt. No, it's all slipping there, completely slipping there. Oh, my. Oh. Cannot get round that there though.
Hi, so today I'm going to be taking a look at a set of Trp Dhr Evo brakes.
Let's take a look what comes in the box. It comes in this TRP branded box with a Dhr Evo sticker on it. Pretty plain, apart from the back where it's got a little sticker which tells you which version you've got. So these are left hand and right hand specific, but the hose is the same length on them. You can see this is the gold version. They also do a silver version. We'll take a look at these. So here's the actual brake itself. I'll get it out and look at it in more detail in a second. Just see what else comes in the package. So you've got some paperwork and a little installation guide which shows you how their easy plug system works. So the brake is pre-bled, if I can get the word out, pre-bled from the factory, and if you don't need to shorten it, you can connect it really simply. But if you do need to shorten it, they've provided
The barbs.
and olives, as well as some mounting bolts and the little rubber boot that goes over the lever. I will leave a link in the description to TRP's YouTube channel where they have an excellent video demonstrating how to bleed these brakes. It's really simple. You can see they use this easy plug system. Here's how the easy plug system works. So they've pre-installed
A barb.
which is the gold piece with a red O-ring on it, and then it has a little cap at the top which uses a 1.5mm Allen key to unscrew it. Then you can put it directly into the brake.
Here's what the barb looks like.
The good thing about this system is that the diameter
The barb and the cap.
are the same as the hose, so you can put it straight through your frame without having to worry about fluid going everywhere or having to cut any end pieces off. We'll have a look at the caliper. It looks very similar to the SRAM code caliper. It's really nice finish to it. And it uses Shimano style pads in it. It's this shape pad that it uses. This is the one that's used on the Saints and the new XDRs. But obviously TRP do their own branded brakes, brake pads even. You can see it's got the 2.3mm branding on it, which is about the rotors, which I'll show you in a second. There's the brake in more detail. So this is the reach adjustment here. Nice big dial on it, not like the SRAM ones which can tend to get a little bound up. You see it's got a little plug in the end to stop the fluid from coming out. You've got your bleed port, and then it uses a 4mm, I think. Let's have a look. This is where you can fit the adapters if you want to integrate your shifters. You need to buy these extra, they don't come with the brakes, but this is going to be for mounting the matchmaker, and all that does is fit into there and then allows you to integrate it with one clamp. I'll be showing you that once I actually fit the brakes onto a bike. I've only been able to get hold of the right hand shifter, but they do sell a left hand one as well on their website. But when you're not using that, you obviously need to use this little spacer that's in there just to make sure that it sits flush. And then the levers, it's quite a nice big lever on it. It's got a nice textured pattern on it so you can get a nice grip on it. It's a really nice looking brake. Let's have a look at the rotors, because the rotors, as I said, are 2.3mm, so they're extra thick, because obviously this is designed for downhill or sustained descents. They do this rotor in a, well, they do a couple of different rotors for this brake, I'll put an image on the screen showing you all the different ones that they do. This is the one that uses the floating rotor design. I'll just pop this out and show you in comparison with another rotor. So here's the rotor. It's got a nice finish on the edge, no sharp bits to it. Here's a traditional 1.8mm thick rotor. And for comparison, I'm just going to show you the lever so you can get some sort of idea of how big it is. So here's a code RSC lever. Obviously these are universal, so you can flip them. There it is, side by side. And here it is next to an XTR lever. So this is similar to the SLX XT sort of lever. So obviously it's got quite a high volume of oil in the lever. It's quite a bit bigger than the Shimano design, but still fairly lightweight. TRP also do a little bleeding cup. This looks similar in design to the Shimano one, but the threads are different, so you need to make sure you get the TRP branded one if you're going to be using this. You can bleed it just with a hose kit, but I always find the little cups are much easier to use, so I like to have the bleed kit and the little cup. Just show you the return on these levers. It's really nice and firm, makes a nice solid clunk. It's nice and quick. Quick check of the weight of these. So the lever, and then the hose, which has the pads and has been pre-bled. Hopefully you can see that. So here's how the adapter works. You just undo the bolt on the lever, take out the plastic shim, and then here's the adapter, which is just like the plastic shim, except it's got a round barrel on the end. You just pop that into place. And then pop it onto your lever, onto your bars even. And then the other bit you get is a bolt and two pieces. One bit has a round section, see if we can get that to focus. Round section and then a flat section. The flat section is going to be used for your matchmaker lever. So it just goes on like that and through. Here's what the brakes look like when they're actually on the bike. So you can see the integrated adapters. And here's from the top. And here's the caliper.
I wanted to quickly talk about a couple of the issues that have been experienced with these brakes. So the first one is that the cover which goes over the compression nut on the brake lever has split on one of the brakes. This is because it uses a fairly inflexible hard plastic as opposed to rubber, which most manufacturers tend to use. The other issue was that the stock brake pads that came with the brake developed a very unpleasant squeal to them, so they had to be replaced. This happened with both sets of the pads. There was nothing actually wrong with the brake pads in terms of the compound. The grip was really good, but the noise was just too unpleasant to live with. They were swapped out for a set of resin pads and the noise went away straight away, and they've just been recently swapped out for a set of MTX gold pads. I've recorded a clip here so you can hear what the noise sounded like. That was a look at the Trp Dhr Evo brakes, and other than the small issues I mentioned earlier, they've been absolutely flawless. They're incredibly easy to bleed, these brakes, and they also have a nice, consistent, strong feeling to them. The feel is sort of in between a Shimano and a SRAM, so the modulation I'm talking about. The lever feel, it's not quite as sharp as a Shimano, but it's not as relaxed as a SRAM. If you've got any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them in the box below. And if you got this far into the video, I appreciate it, and thanks for watching.